Underdog Daily. Forward facing, not for the Membies, but has for the Membies style feel to it today, Nez, because we're going old school today, man. Black and Yellow Dog app, platform of the people, all that good stuff. Underdog fantasy, but we're going old school. We're just going to rip a whole bunch of drafts and we're going to have some fun because there's so much going on right now. We got 12 games of hoops. We got the dinger locking right before our eyes. I'm currently into as we talk. And then we got an opening day that starts tonight, but the slate is tomorrow, so there's tons of moving pieces here. So, why don't we just kick it old school, man?
Yeah, nothing but drafts. A lot going on the app today, obviously. Dinger has, let's see here, like less than 300 lobbies left to go to fill, right, 99.5%. This thing's getting to 100% right at the buzzer, like they wanted it.
That's the precursor to hop in right now. Developer mode. That's a new one. The old off and then on again. Yeah. You must have me confused with someone. That's weird. Okay. Hold on a half second here because I'm on the clock on the other one here.
I would join one for you, but I'm maxed out. They don't let you enter more than 150 entries.
Dude, kudos to you for going live for that last night too. That was fun.
Had to.
Right on.
It's like a tradition, basically.
Yeah, that's got to be like the third year in a row that you've done the live for the dinger, and then I did. There we go, one more spot, perfect.
Bang.
And then I did the BBM one this year at the 101 for the influencers. I did the BBM one at like 2 a.m. Pacific, and people were still sick enough to hop in.
Yeah, that was crazy. I couldn't believe that happened.
All right. I'm gonna take my first Mike Burrows share.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Apparently I queued up Max Muncy a minute ago, so let's trust past John. I did get my first Shane Smith share as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Shane Smith, man. Like, it just, the projections aren't going to tell you to take him, but I like him. He was good. He had some really strong stints last year.
Yeah, he did. I was going back and looking at it. I know you've always been a proponent of his from a talent standpoint, so I had to right some previous wrongs and, adjust the ranks a little bit here.
Yeah, got to get a little bit of your guy. All right, so it looks like you're Shohei.
No, you know what, dude? Look at these percentages right here. Let's get another Aaron Judge show in our life. Share in our life. I know you're the Aaron Judge guy, so let's get Aaron Judge.
All right. I'm not going to say no.
Let's do it. Yeah, baseball season. So, Nez and I were just discussing kind of lay of the land for today, tomorrow, and whatever whirlwind start here to just jump in the draft while I'm on the clock in other stuff, yada, yada. Well, we got this dinger's going to be closing, so we had to do the dinger first. Then we'll talk through some of the hoop slate, but we're not going to do a full game-by-game breakdown because there's 12 games. Some of them are just write-offs. Some of the teams are just write-offs. We'll just kind of do an abbreviated version, do a couple drafts of that, and then we'll do a precursor for the opening day slate, which is a 9-gamer. It doesn't have all the games on it. They've staggered the games throughout the day. So what we're probably going to end up with, for those who aren't familiar with opening day, is what we call a web gem slate, which is kind of like a 4-gamer mixed in the middle once this one locks. And then we'll have an after dark slate as well, which will include those West Coast games, Dodgers, Seattle, etc. And tomorrow's going to be more of our like hardo in the weeds. This is our process. So if you guys haven't done baseball with us before, the long con is we do all the other sports because we love baseball the most, and baseball dailies are our favorite here. Talk about the weather, the pitching matchups, the BVP stats, if you believe in that Kool-Aid, and all that sort of fun stuff. What else did I miss there, Nez?
No, I think you basically covered it. It'll look slightly different with a different home for Roth now, and some other stuff. But yeah, same old though when it comes down to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll do kind of like the overarching lazy version of it today, rip a couple of drafts so people can get the lay of the land, and then we'll do kind of like a hardo debrief of it tomorrow morning. But the slate locks here, I'll show you guys here. If we're just looking at the 3-bagger, the slate locks at 10 a.m. basically, Pacific Standard Time. So that's because of the Pirates game on the slate there. So we're going to have an early wake up call tomorrow on the West Coast here. And we're going to do our show probably at 8 a.m. Pacific. So what is that? That's 11 a.m. Eastern for you guys. So we'll have, instead of our 12 or our 2 p.m. slot, we'll have it at 11 so that we get some knowledge out. And then maybe we'll touch on, the late slate and stuff like that if it's out as well.
Yep, that is the plan.
Okay, cool. Let's jump back to the drafts here. I got 1 pick left in this one.
Maybe 2.
I got 2 picks left. Yeah, I actually did the kind of super slappy 5-man Oakland from this one.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Did you take Garrett Cole on this one?
No, I did not. I do not believe I did. No. I need an outfielder here. Preferably, dude, you know what? Nobody's taking him. What if Parker Meadows just leads off all year, lefty stuff with the Kerry Carpenter, and then we need a pitcher to end it all off here. And the people in the chat are telling me that it's Conley early season. He's already been drafted in this one. What's another name here, Nez?
Parker Messick. People like
Messick? All right. Parker Messick's gone as well.
Bassett's always the boring option.
All right. Boring option it is. So we'll finish that one off there. Kind of a fun team. Tried something a little different from the 112 there to do the Kurtz plus Rooker. Soderstrom comes back. Did Langoliers, and then I was like, may as well just tack on Jacob Wilson to this as well. Not as stack happy a team as usual, but just like one monster stack of 5, which is something I usually cap at 4. But hey, fuck around, find out on the last day of Dinger season, right?
Yeah, exactly. Ghost throwing out Taj Bradley, number 2 starter.
We did a Mick Abel yesterday after he left. Yeah.
I took him yesterday too.
Right on. What else we got here? Joey Cantillo. That's not bad. Raise it's asking if you got to the Conley early stuff in the last couple days.
I didn't. No. I know he's like the hot name right now. Everyone's talking about him. But I did not get there.
Yeah, pitched in the postseason last year there and looked pretty damn good for a young guy starting in Yankee Stadium for the first time ever.
Yeah, no, he has really good stuff. So definitely annoyed that I did not get more. But congrats to those who have shares. Hopefully you get a good season out of him. 120 innings last year. Pretty good. Seems well suited to throw at least 120 this year.
Yeah. Sanjay Rich with the alpha out here. Wilt, Ace, Bam, and Kobe after tonight. Fuck yeah. That's good. That is good.
So funny. He said Ace, but I think he meant Kennedy.
Ooh, hey, how about nobody knowing who the fuck Kennedy was? I told all the people who Kennedy was, and he goes 39 fantasy points in 29 minutes that first night. Well, 1% owned on the site. This is why you guys come here, man. I might not win every damn night, but people know that I know the plays.
Make these picks and then I'll have something to say.
I don't know, man. Why don't we just take the top 2 guys here? Like, just take two young fun guys with Aaron Judge.
Yeah, this is a gift.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely be talked into passing on James Wood, but I don't see why.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, so ETR had Kennedy Chandler projected for 46 this morning.
Oh my god!
Awesome. It was an accident. They they fixed it.
They walked it back.
Yeah, but they had like Ace Bailey for 40 and Kennedy Chandler 46. Like,
damn right they did. That's right. Ball knower shit, baby.
I couldn't believe it. Like it was there for like an hour.
That's great. Lead handling. Let's get it.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Oh man. People trickling in. Shout out to our guy Dirtbike Davis here, gifting 5 Badge Bros members off the top here. Much respect, much love.
Let's go.
Love it there. Car Park coming in here, hot trolling. The Pirates announced anything about Griffin yet?
I think he might be genuine. I honestly, it's hard to know.
Yeah. Is there a timeline though?
So this dude Noah Hiles said that, like, he explained it very, very in a lot of words, but essentially he can. So what he explained was, they would call him in this dream scenario that he laid out. They would call him up before like April 6th so he could play the full amount of games that he needs to get this compensation pick. And after they call him up, then they would announce an extension because of the implications that it has on the like incentives for calling your rookie up.
Yeah.
So yeah, April 11th is the cutoff for PPI.
Okay.
I don't even know what that
is. That one is that PBI 1 year of control, or is that the awards stuff where they get a year back so they don't fuck up like they did with Paul Skeens?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because basically they just don't want to do what they did with Skeens all over again.
You would think, dude.
Yeah.
You would like, if you don't have quants in your face, like showing you the simulations of like what can and what is likely to happen with this shit. Like, what are you like? What kind of operation are you running?
Right.
You have to know that this is like the likeliest outcome.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's wild.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So Ghost AF has it here. Okay. So April 11th is a cutoff, which you just said. Okay. And then to get to 172 games for full season.
I don't think. Yeah. I don't know that he necessarily meant that, but.
Okay. I got you. And then eligible for the comp pick.
Yeah. I'm going to try to find this video. My old man sent it to me. Okay. And then that way I can lay it out. Because he laid out like a detailed plan.
Sure. Got it.
And I'm not sure.
Okay.
If it was like, and again, full like cope. But like, so yeah, hold on.
Yeah, let's do a couple fun exercises, seeing as though this is the end of our. Yeah, you do your thing there. I'm going to pull up your exposures. Car Park has a good question in the chat that will lead to a natural talking point as well. But let's kind of have like the slappy, takey, like conversations right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. 172 service days. That's the threshold. All right.
Okay.
I got you.
I did private chatted to you that video.
Okay. Oh, so we're bringing up the video.
If you want, I don't know. You don't have to.
Oh, this guy's gonna go 2 minutes on it.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's a word salad. Like to explain.
Yeah, we'll watch that after and we'll relay it. If he did it in like 15 seconds, I'd give him the floor. But
I mean, just like 2x it or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, we're about to be up, and then we can have some of these fun conversations. I also have your exposures up alongside that we could talk some of that because that's where this conversation is stemming from.
Happy to answer for these, for most of these.
Okay. Langford plus Nimmo, that's kind of chalky there. Jazz plus Aaron Judge feels like it writes itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and then I'll hear you out on kind of anything.
Let's see here. No Logan Webb. He's been a topic of conversation for us, but I don't know that we have to get there. But I would say probably Buxton is interesting, even though it's 4 outfielders and you have Aaron Judge. We could cap it pretty soon. But one of these pitchers feels decent also.
Okay,
which is Austin favorite? Riley.
Okay, let's do Austin Riley then.
Okay.
All right. I like Austin Riley, man. He's been on fire in spring too. He's got the long hair now. He looks more handsome than ever.
Oh, does he? I didn't even know that.
Dude, anyone who grows out the lettuce in the off season, I'm in on. Just that slight adjustment. Are you kidding me?
Let me see what this. Oh, okay. All right, Austin.
Joel already maxed on Monday. He's going through withdrawals right now. I mean, I kind of wish I had that problem. I was thinking about this earlier, Nez. I'm not disappointed in myself for not maxing because I truly do believe in a lot of the things that we wrote in the masterclass there about hey, you don't have to force the issue. You don't have to be the guy who's I'm doing 3,000 drafts. I commend Davis for doing that shit, but man, I don't need to push myself to do that or be on the clock at all waking hours with slow drafts and stuff. And we spent a lot of time on NBA this year. And then once I got the dog bowl seat, I was really vested in NBA this year, more so than usual. But I'm not going to lie. If I knew that I could get another 15 in today and the lobbies were going to stay open long enough, I think I'd push the plane on at least 15 more or something like that. You know what I mean? Just to get that nice 150 number.
Yeah, it's hard not to, right? It's just so there's just something about completing it, getting the max number in, getting some, setting some ranks, doing some fun shit. It would definitely be fun for you. I know, but it's okay. You did your best.
Let's talk through some of the stuff in the chat here. Yes, Eggers, we're being positive today. It's positive days only, except for Mango's comments. Mango's allowed to be he's allowed to be upset with the lack of success on the ice last night. So everyone else has to be positive, but Mango's allowed to make fun here. That's how we're doing today. But I think this is a good kind of talking point to get into our slappy takey stuff. If you could pick anyone in the third round on the board who will be going in round 1 next year, who would it be?
I'll say I don't want to say PCA because he's almost a second rounder, and also I don't want to say PCA. I think I'm gonna stand on Jackson Merrill, man.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good one. Just chalk up last year to some health stuff. He's hitting in the middle of a really good lineup. Could easily go 25-25, and yeah,
dude is turning 23 this season. Yeah, I think Jackson Merrill is the real deal.
If you just look at the third round on the board right now, it's an amazing tier of picking from this crop. PCA, if he just duplicates the first half of last year, he might be an MVP candidate this year.
Yeah,
Al Raleigh,
he will be.
Runner up in the MVP. James Wood could hit 40 tanks and nobody would bat an eye. Pete Alonso could hit 50 and have his best season ever in a slightly more favorable park, which is weird to say, considering we don't love it for righties there, but could be in the best lineup of his career here. Matt Olson has been a first rounder before. Duran was a fringe first rounder last year. Junior hit 45. Lindor's been a first rounder before. Contract year for Randy Arozarena. And Harper used to be a first rounder. It's a really, really strong bucket to pick through. I think maybe a more interesting question, and maybe we'll make this pick first, would be who is outside of round 10 and below that could be a top 3 round guy next year.
I'd have to see the board to think of names, but we're on the clock, obviously.
Pull up Ben Rice for a Yankees stack.
I love Ben Rice, man.
Say again?
I love Ben Rice.
Okay, if you love Ben Rice, that seems like an easy one. And then start the pitching staff with Sale, Fried, Frommer, one of those guys, or take some Oatmeal Reynolds.
I'd say Sale.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
both of them not overly high owned for you, boy. Okay, let's do it. Well, it's hard because we're in a draft right now, but let's get down to, I'll go to ADP and kind of go like 120 onward. So like, I mean, Torque was like a 1-1 guy. So like there's always leave the light on for that. Some of these arms like Chase Burns, we think a lot of, but if he puts it together to make it full, Connor Griffin would fit that mold if he was starting, opening day. Matt McLean, I'm bullish on and has been a really high riser. Sal Stewart could hit some nukes. Yeah, I don't know. Like some of these names here, your boy Chase, like Chase the Lauder could be a guy like that.
He's going to fly up. Like as long as he's healthy, he's going to fly up.
Mm-hmm.
Just being an outfielder and playing a full season and being a 100 WRC plus guy at worst, like, yeah, you immediately get drafted at a premium. And I'm really excited about him. Obviously, he's my highest drafted outfielder.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I got to get that up. Maybe that starts in this draft right here because I only got 2.8%. I was scared of the injuries, like just the injury track record. And then the fact that he was injured in spring. And I was like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
And then at the tail end of spring, he just hits 2 nukes in a game. And it's like, ooh, wait a second. This guy's
easy center field power. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like little half swing that he does.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Early. Yeah. That's a good one. Yuri Perez is a good one here. Jackson Holiday, that's kind of fun. I'd like it if there was no handmade bone. Willer Abreu, if he plays versus lefties, like he just needs to stay in there every single day, but he's definitely got some pop there. The man who hits bombs, courtesy of Jasta here. I think that might be a little bit of a homer take, but we will allow it.
Not from Jasta. He would never suggest a White Sox.
We will allow it. Aaron agrees with you with the Merrill stuff. Junior's saying that the Rays lineup's so bad, though. I fully agree with that take. And also the Park move. So, like, just having the conversation about Junior. But, man, Junior might just be undeniable. Like, when he took that Paul Skeens pitch deep in the World Baseball Classic, it was just like, oh, yeah, this guy can hit him out at anywhere off of anyone, It was just like, this pitch is at his eyeballs, and he's hooking it over the left field wall in the worst hitters park in baseball. And it's just kind of like, all right.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty.
Yeah. Drake Baldwin, a lot of people are talking up. I don't have a ton of them just because, he's a catcher. And that's just kind of where my biases lie when it comes to this game format. But like, Drake Baldwin, if he DHs a bunch, he was rookie of the year last year, he could be a riser. I'm not sure you could ever get a catcher in our format in the top 3 rounds other than like Cal, I guess. But yeah, he could definitely be a big one.
Yeah. By the way, that video, all he was saying was everything that we already know in terms of the PPI compensation. One thing I didn't know is that if you get an MVP vote in your first 3 years, if you are called up like in time for that in your rookie season, you get a draft comp pick. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that. But his point was he needs to be called, like if he signs an extension before he ever like plays one game in the majors, you do not gain that. You're not eligible for that. So you have to call him up. He has to get one game of service time, and then you like announce the extension basically.
Right. Do you think there's any point of like leverage from an agent standpoint that like they know on their side that they don't want him to do that, even though it helps the team?
They don't, like, in terms of
like negotiating a contract.
I think that they know that it's beneficial for him like to sign because of that draft compensation. Okay. In terms of like the deal you get by signing a guy early, like everybody knows it's a bargain. It is what it is. And it's really up to the player to be like, hey, do you want to lock in your money right now? Get some, like, you immediately earn more than your rookie base salary, but like they probably hang that over their head. They know that they want to get the deal done and they can probably squeeze out an extra couple million in signing bonus for it, I bet.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. All right, dude. Willem Contreras kind of stands out to me here as one of the picks. Then I would probably lean to a pitcher, but yeah, your thoughts.
Go ahead and do William.
Yeah. You like that more than I know you like Grisham, but we can also get Stanton later, or we already have 3 Yankees, so we don't need to continue stacking.
Yeah, we don't have to take Grisham here. I think a pitcher probably makes sense.
Okay. Whom is your favorite of this? Pivetta, Perez, Miz?
I think Yuri is probably the most fun.
Sorry, say again.
Perez.
Okay. Yeah, I got
he's the most fun.
Decent chunk of this, decent percentile of this chunk, just because I see a little bit of upside, and it's also a place I like to shop from.
It is a sweet range for pitcher for sure. Yeah. Perez, 23 years old, dude. Like everybody knows his prospect pedigree. Yeah, he's got all the makings of just being the real deal.
Yeah. Carpart saying that Holidays is highest owned. This is a good one. McGonagall will go where Perdomo goes next year.
People love Kevin McGonagall, man.
McGonagall going from 20 to 5. I don't know, man. I see him as like an accumulator, like a good team, but like, lead off accumulator kind of type, right? Like, does he have 25 plus home runs in that bag? I don't think so. Like, I think he'd be nice to get 2020 this year, but that doesn't mean he can't hit like 290.
Yeah, like I think he's way less of a power guy and way more, bat to ball skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good player for sure.
Yeah, when I was looking at both him and I mean, it's not fully fair to compare the two. Like, he's a better prospect than JJ Whitworth, but like Weather Holt or whatever. JJ, what did I say? JJ Weather Holt?
Yeah.
Yeah. That he like seems like very bat to ball-y as well. And it's like they're what they add is like hit tool and like a bit of speed kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
See, I'm kind of curious what the
Very
models
similar.
are. 16 and 10 with like a 13% K. Like, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he should play. It should play well.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. They have him more as like a 250 guy than like a 290 on the high side guy.
Yeah. Just kind of baking in some of that adjustment period.
Right. But like, is that different from Weatherholt? Like, obviously Weatherholt's like a bit older.
Yeah, but like, point being, like, not necessarily.
Right. Yeah, like raw power 45, speed's 50, hit tool's the same, game power's the same. Yeah, they're very, very similar archetypes. A little bit higher on the strikeout rate projections.
JJ just stuck on.
JJ just what? Sorry?
Stuck on a terrible team.
Yeah, right. Interesting. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, like, naturally, like, the best archetypes of guys to pick for this, like, assignment is, like, the young dudes who could vault up.
Right? Of course, right? Yeah, you almost have to, like, say, like, other than these guys.
Jeremy Pena is a pretty good one just because he's been hurt. Like, his ADP would be 20 spots higher if he wasn't hurt, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And like, yeah.
And he's good to go.
Mm-hmm. Maha Jabroni's asking, is there a BBM DB style site for the dinger? There was. We hope it comes back. Yeah. Well, why am I blanking on?
I always forget the name of it too.
Sweating Dingers. Let me tap in and see if Sweating Dingers is active right now. It is not right now. So, the Tistonian Wings, aka Aiden, was running this site for a while there, and it broke down the weekly scoring, and it broke down your highest and lowest owned players, and had the entirety of the pool. It was actually really good. Not to baseball's kind of a better sport for a tool like this than even football is, and that site was great, but I guess it just didn't get enough cup of coffee shares to make it worthwhile, kind of thing.
Oh, he's at unabated now, so I don't know. Maybe they just got him working to the bone.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I don't know if anybody's even asked him. I might. I don't know.
Yeah, tap in. Nezzy, we are almost up here. A little bit of an outfielder sweet spot. This guy's already got 6 beside us. Tyler Jackson here. Yeah, man, I tried to get this Lyle percentage up this morning. We could go ahead and pair him with James Wood. Just looks like a little bit safer now that you got the Dylan Cruz demotion. Could also do, like a Wheeler or a Ray, something like that. Wheeler stands out. Who do you like?
I've been getting more Wheeler. I've been liking Wheeler more now that his timeline is looking better.
Okay, I'm good with that. And then do you want to stack up Lyle or do a Wheeler and backstack, or, pivot somewhere else?
Lyle might make sense with this stack with James Wood. I don't really know a whole lot about Dalen Lyle, kind of came out of nowhere. Obviously had a really good year last year, but not to be a total Statcast bro, but it, you look at the numbers and you're like, well, this guy looks like he got really lucky last year.
That was my overarching assessment.
What do we make of that?
Yeah,
he was really good in the minors, so it is nice to see good minor league player come up and continue to be good. But it's got to give you a little concern when you're like, okay, I didn't even know who this dude was. Comes up, just slugs 500, and I'm just gonna, and I'm supposed to take that at face value. I don't know, but projections say he's gonna be average.
Almost hit 300 last year with the big league club in 91 games.
Right, not an insignificant sample.
Right,
little bit of speed on him too. The BABIP wasn't out of control.
Yeah, 336 BABIP on a 299 is not that crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe he's just decent.
Yeah, it's crazy that last year
defense worth a lick though.
These models, obviously, that's a pretty good point. If he can't play defense worth a lick, because the outfield there with Wood and him, that's a bad outfield, right?
Yeah. They got him playing the corner outfielder for Dalen Lyle.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is interesting, man. They're basically adding 200 plate appearances to him, every projection model, and yet his home run total and his stolen bases are effectively the same. They're not doubling, the rates on them are just they're oh yeah, we're just going to take 30 points of average away. We're going to take 25 points of OBP away. And we're just yeah, this guy's a huge regression candidate.
Yeah, I feel like you could at least increase the stolen bases.
Sure, yeah.
That's way stickier than a home run.
Right. I wonder, we'll just go to the roster resource for a half second here, and I wonder where they have him hitting in that Nationals lineup right now. Man, hitting fourth. They got James Wood leading off versus righties.
Wow.
Not what I'd do. Not what I would do. I would definitely flip CJ and James Wood in this iteration of the lineup. But outside of that, yeah.
Do you know who Nasim Nunez is?
I found out yesterday. Just because I went down this rabbit hole, but I did not know who he was prior to. No.
Yeah, I'm learning for the first time.
Yeah. I did not know who their catcher was going to, backup catcher was going to be. Drew Malas.
Yeah.
Whatever. I didn't know who he was because they sent down Henry Ford. Like Harry Ford? Henry Ford?
Harry.
One's automobiles. The
Correct.
other is Great Britain's World Baseball Classic legend.
That is accurate. Former Mariner.
Yep. Former Mariner indeed. Yeah, I went JG Wentworth. That's what I went with, the JJ.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Okay.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right. I'm looking at the chat here. I'm playing catch up with you guys. One more dinger, no more dinger. We'll see here. But I really want to hit on the baseball slate, and I really want to hit on the dingers take a while. So I really want to hit on the baseball slate for tomorrow, and I really want to hit on the hoop slate for today. I saw a couple people asking in the chat. Yes, we're going to hit hoops. We just had to do this first because the dinger looked like it was going to close.
Yeah, it's what, 99.8 now? Yeah, it's almost over.
All right, what do we got? Skins over Birds. Great hit tool, great power, and outstanding, great understanding of the zone. That all checks out.
Yeah, I would agree with all of that.
Yeah. Is Ballpark Pal still the daily quant? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be the starting point, and the price point is so affordable, and they've added a shit ton of stuff to it. So, yeah, guys, if you guys aren't in on the Ballpark Pal, it's $60, man. Like it's beautiful. Something we discovered last year and then just exploded and took off in a big way. Obviously going to have Cardi and the projections and that sort of thing. I did check out this morning. They just have today's game up. They don't have tomorrow's game up yet for Cardi and the Bad X. Bad X low-key, like, golden standard. Might fuck around with Ship My Money stuff over at Run the Sims too. I haven't checked their projections out. It'll be relative to what time they come out in the day, and then just simulating all the prop-based stuff alongside Unabated. Those will kind of be like our 3 or 4 homes to start the season.
Yep. Thinking about getting into Ship My Money's stuff too, just to see what that looks like and how it differs.
Yeah, no, for sure. It gives you just like a nice baseline. Ozzy Albies here with the Austin Riley pick to make it all make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Two good righties. Pair them together.
Not enough talked about the Contreras to Contreras stack potential here. Could also do some Aaron Nola. Could do some Sal Frelick alongside the Milwaukee stuff. Who jumps out to you?
I would get a little Sal Frelick with this Milwaukee stack, man.
Sure. Sounds good. What if he just goes all Bryce Terang on our ass with home runs?
I mean, he's good, man. And he's got the output eligibility. I think he's somebody that could really bounce around the order too. Like, they've got a pretty strong top 4 with Churio, Terang, Contreras, and Yelich, but I don't think it'd be inconceivable that he overtakes Terang for the number 2 spot at any given point.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. The kind of similar archetypes. Maybe Terang's displayed a little bit more power and a better glove in the field, but they're kind of profile similarly.
Right.
Yeah. Right. It's like, if you run hot hand, whoever's hot in a given week, there's going to be definitely times throughout the season that you get them in the 2-hole or you get them leading off and they move, Churio to the 2 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Noah's asking for the thesis on the Matt McLean stuff. I mean, it was just a dude that we all loved 2 years ago, where it's like he was Zach Neto before Zach Neto, and he just had an oblique and then had a shoulder, and then he came out and had a monster spring. And I liked it at cheaper price points beforehand, and then it just aged nicely because of the spring. Now, that's no indication that, he's going to be good this season. I also think that ballpark can take a bounce back with the Reds this year. The ballpark played poorly last year for power, which could have been the lineup, but it also could have been they're fucking around with the balls because they played in 2 minor league stadiums last year, and they go, hey, if we're going to nerf the balls in these environments, we're going to start nerfing the balls in the best home run hitting environment in baseball. And it turned into not being the best home run hitting environment in baseball, Great American Small Park. So, yeah, we'll see. Time will tell. I don't know. I just thought he could hit at the top of the order, be beside Ellie and Sal Stewart and some of these bigger boppers, Spencer Steer if things break right, and he can run a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bounce back candidate. A little bit of flop lag. We were drafting Matt McLain like top 100 last year, 2 years ago. Forget when the McLain apocalypse hit, but it affected a lot of good people on both sides.
Yeah, it did. All right, let's keep. I'm playing catch up in the chat here. I did see a good Go AZ cards here on beverage of choice for opening day. He's going Moosehead, Fat Tug, like a Tug IPA or a Coors there. Once upon a time, played on a hockey team where the boys called me Coors Warner, so I think I got to go Coors on that one.
Why'd they call you Coors?
Because we had a pretty important game, and I said I wasn't drinking before that game, and we were having a get together, and then I proceeded to drink all the Coors, and then played half decent the next night, anyways. And they said, "See, you can just do it." So they called me Coors after the game.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a lager. Doesn't necessarily have to be a light beer, but definitely, like not an IPA. I'm drinking a beer. Maybe just even a Budweiser.
Yeah, just a nice, like, it's opening day, let's feel American kind of moment.
Yeah. I'm team Budweisers aren't bad.
I agree with you, and they're better for your gut too. Well, we'll talk about it in a half second. Let's make this pick. I don't know. Why don't we just add Drake Baldwin to the Atlanta stack?
Yeah, I love Drake Baldwin.
All right, I got to get that percentage up a little bit. We got too many catchers on this team, but whatever. Probably done it infield there. Maybe one more. I think we need a pitcher. Who's your favorite of the group?
Someone healthy. Not a lot of healthy bodies at this range. Imai, if you want to.
Imai?
Yeah, you want to take Tatsuya?
Let's do it.
I didn't take a lot of him this year.
Me either. Yeah, maybe it's just for lack of understanding, but if we subscribe to the chip thesis of just taking pitchers with Asian descent, we would be cooking for years now. So outside of rookie, I think that thesis is almost undefeated.
Yeah, I think he is like, he's not like a high strikeout guy, it looks like, but I think he throws harder than Shota threw. So,
ooh, okay, I'm listening.
So,
I'm listening.
Decent pitcher.
Nobody cares about Adam Silver's league. My guys draft. Okay, so I think this is a good precursor. Brad's asking about the my guys thesis here. I think this is a good precursor to looking at Nez's exposures. Did you look at them on the After Dark last night or on the final one?
I did, like right before I ripped my last dinger.
Okay, so I don't want to overstep on all of that.
Nah, who cares?
But just talk me through it here. The hat will give away a little bit of it, but let's start with the pitchers here.
So Keller, Soriano were just, those are like the late round guys that I think are really solid. 4 innings and just like obviously Mitch Keller, always liked Mitch Keller. Soriano though had some really strong outings last year, good ground ball rates, just kind of hope that continues. So just like late round guys that I tacked on quite a bit. Ashcraft used to be a late round guy, and then he rose up like a little too high for my liking. I was pretty much only taking him in the 20th. So I stopped taking him. Chase Burns, just to go right to him, I was taking a lot of Chase Burns, and then he was having iffy spring, comments I didn't really love. So then I slowed down, like, just as far as like the highest exposures guys go, that kind of summarizes it. Like Robbie Ray, good environment, like McClanahan bounced back, Boz, probably a good pitcher, like, and then you have the Strider Musgrove Green down there, which like I don't really love those exposures.
Yeah, I mean, just the health broke the wrong way for I mean, the green one, you couldn't have seen coming. The Strider one, just kind of unfortunate. You're buying the bounce back, and then the velo was down. And then, those were probably drafted early targets. And then the Musgrove was just like, did he come back too early from the TJ stuff before we saw it kind of vibe? And now he's on a worse timeline than like Garrett Cole and those guys, which is just kind of unfortunate. But such is pitching, dude, right? Like that's just, it's kind of evergreen why we talk about like flatter exposures at pitching and whatnot, just because of the variance.
Yep. Yeah. So a couple L's there, but overall pretty happy with the pitching.
Nice. Dinger is at 99.9. So get in there for your last ones, guys. I like this take. I mean, I don't like it, but I think it's a spicy one. Just saying Basalo's going to go before both McConaughey and Griffin next year. So that's a spice meatball and a good precursor to get to the next one, Nez. Yeah. Connor Griffin, aka Fernando Tatis Jr., mixed with Bobby Witt with Barry Bonds reincarnated here. We just talked about that whole scenario. Yeah, just a asymmetrical ceiling upside bet there.
Yeah, well summarized. You mentioned the median outcomes for him, Bobby Witt or Barry Bonds. Yeah, no, good player. Hopefully we see him soon. I think we will. I think he does all the right things for a ceiling guy. And also strong bet on the Pirates in general, just thinking that they overperform. So yeah, he's along for the ride there. Ketel Marte, good baseball player. Manzardo's a late round guy. I think there is some platoon risk with him, but the power I just think is so strong and the hit tool is so good that I'm not too worried. Okay. 4-6-5.
Back up on the clock here. I think we should probably just take two pitchers here and then figure it out. You say Drew Rasmussen, Chris Bubich, Matthew Boyd, Mitch Keller, Shane Smith.
Do you do a lot of Bubich?
Nope, not by the looks of it. Let's do it.
Take some bounce back Bubich.
Yeah, I mean, he was big in the daily streets last year with the strikeout rate early in the season there. Walls coming in is not my favorite for him, but just in general, he's a good pitcher as long as he can stay healthy. And then what do you think about this next group? Anybody else that?
These guys are all pretty much like the same to me. I like Kikuchi though.
All right, let's do it. Easy Ranks approves. Another guy that I don't have a ton of. Model of consistency who just somehow seems to have like strikeouts after strikeouts year over year here. Okay, let me jump back here. We're going to tap in on some of these teams because I see, Raise It taking Conley early. Our guy Ty's in here, didn't want to miss out on it. Troy, I've been in a couple with this morning. Xandamir, who's a 1 week season guy there and done some stuff with the Stacking Dingers guys, sharp baseball mind. So we'll tap in on some of these teams and my exposures after, but let's go back to Nezzy takes here. Talk me through some of the rest of it. We got bad news on Marte today, but hopefully it's a nothing burger.
What was it? I didn't even see.
Lower leg soreness, blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
Don't love that.
Yeah, like opening day Q-Jag vibes kind of thing, but it doesn't sound serious.
Okay, yeah, he did get scratched too yesterday. I missed that. Okay. Pretty flat here. The last guy that I'll just talk about is Wilson Contreras. Just always been a fan of his bat. Now he's playing first base and or just like playing every day. Good park to hit in with the wall for his stick. I think that was like a dream fit for him. Just rocking with Wilson Contreras this year, man. Got a lot of them. It was between him and Story were right next to each other, like for most of the Dinger season for me, and it was just like Contreras almost every time.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm good with that. I kind of agree with you. Yeah, I like the wall. I like the profile that fits it. We've been Contreras guys for a long time, not pigeonholed to catcher anymore, which gives him an extra like 50 PAs and stuff. Willie Adames stuff, easy stuff was popping on that. Love Aranda, love Bush. Pause. Speaking of pause, Nick Pause right behind there. Like that you're getting your Oakland exposure through the infield bats there. Max Muncy just underpriced. Ryan O'Hearn makes sense given your Pirates stacking stuff. And then, yeah, man, Carter Jensen, that one kind of pops out here. That's a guy that I have 0 shares of right now. Hype me up on Jensen.
Yeah, Jensen didn't play a ton of games last year. I think he played like 20 games, 69 plate appearances, but really good minor league numbers, a lot of power in the minors, and his StatCast stuff in the small sample that he had was really, really strong. He's like one of their best bats, so he's going to play every day, either DH or catching, playing off Sal Perez. So plus the fences moved in, low owned guy, last round pick, seemed fun.
Cool. I like it. Yeah. Something I should have probably been more aware of or mixed in at some frequency, especially when that KC stack was like pretty high priced. And then the only like back end infielder you can add is like Jonathan India, or you can add like Isaac Collins at outfield, or, if you want to go down the Lane Thomas or Starling Marte route where they're probably fighting for a job all year. Before we get to outfield, we got to make some outfield selections here. Nez, I think probably at least one more. We got a 665 brewing here. I mean, it might just be fitting to just take Mitch Keller here. I don't have a ton of it. He's top ranked pitcher on our board here. It lines up with your exposures. What do you say?
I'm not going to tell you no.
All right, let's get a Mitch Keller share. Some safe innings. Also could get traded to a better club, but if he stays there and they're actually good this year, wheels up, because that's a great place to pitch. And oh man, let's just get a Ton share because it's my guy.
Just get your opening day home run in for the early winnings.
Yeah, unless there is anybody else who's jumping out to you at the outfield that fits our build.
Crawford for the Phillies he's made the lineup, but take Ton.
All right, let's take Ton. Yeah, I don't have a Justin Crawford share yet. I know the pedigree a little bit. We don't have any Phillies on this lineup. He just feels like a tack on, like how different is he than like Rojas or something like that,
Yeah. Evil we don't know.
Right. Evil we don't know exactly. We're gonna have one last pick there. It's it could be anyone. So I mean, start thinking, but we will do your outfield exposures last here.
Yeah, last section here. Chase DeLauder, man, top of the outfield here. I'm always overweight like late round guys in MLB. Finding like that's like my MO is like finding the late round guys that I like and just kind of like reverse engineering my builds off of them. And Chase DeLauder, obviously a big part of that. I just really think that the sky is the limit for him. It's just a matter of health. Cruz and Reynolds, man, I don't think I need to explain that one. The one thing I will say is like Reynolds, man, cheapest he's been since we've been drafting dingers. And other than the first year we drafted a dinger in 2021, where he was like a 20th round pick. But Reynolds, cheapest he's been in a while. Oatmeal, but the lineup got significantly better. So and then Grisham, I was a huge Grisham guy last year, and he did so well by me in the dailies, hit 30 bombs. Good player, like as a prospect and early in his career. I just kind of trust guys going to the Yankees and figuring something out.
Why not? Yeah.
So yeah, and then Devers and Schwarber, my highest ADP guys that you're going to see here.
Sure.
Devers, I just kept getting picks on that side of the board, so it was like whatever. And then Schwarber, my quant told me to take Schwarber over Acuna, and I got the number 4 pick a lot early on before I was a free thinker. So I had a lot of Schwarber, so I don't have a lot of Acuna.
I mean, Schwarber feels way safer out of the two, but that being said, like, who's got MVP in their bag potential of like, hey, I could break the slate like 40-40 style? Like, it's definitely the Acuna when it comes to that. But I think I like Bobby Witt more than both. It's just the positional dezgnation stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You gotta respect the outfield tag.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. You and I joke about it, how it's going to be you or I, seemingly these years with baseball stuff, where we only do like, I'd venture to guess we probably did maybe 15 streamed dingers this year, but I imagine we only did 4 to 5 of them together. So it's a you or I kind of year, just based on the exposures.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I didn't crush advance rates last year. I think I was above average, like barely. So would be cool to have a good year. I will say.
Last year was tough, man, because Cal just did so much for advance rates. Like he was just like the piece you needed, and like we were both light on Cal.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. All right, I'm playing catch up in the chat here. This thesis is just John making out. Welcome to the show, Eggers. Welcome to the show, my friend. This is an interesting one. TK's asking, he asked you this question last night. Which team do you think will overachieve or underachieve? My underachieve first that comes to mind would be the Blue Jays. I just think the pitching staff is did you said the same one?
You said underachieve?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I said Blue Jays.
Yeah. Like just because the bar's so high from last year, pitching staff's already pretty banged up. Here, let's make this pick here, Nez. 7.66, probably good at the pitching department. Is there a Baltimore tack on?
Beavers?
Yeah, would you go 7 outfielders?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Dylan Beavers as a scroll the F down. Baltimore last tack on there. Yeah, I probably would have gone infield here, but just in general. But it makes sense to get a stack. Oh shit, we got Alec Burleson because I forgot that I ripped a couple autos and I made them 8.66s. We get an unstacked.
It's all right. It's all right. We opened with Judge, Churio, and Wood. I think we were okay with that.
Right. Yeah. I was trying to think of like a Washington, like a Luis Garcia or something, like a last round stack for Washington, and I just didn't get there. So we got Alec Burleson. Okay. We'll take a look at some other teams there. Johnny Coors, baby. 4 dinger lobbies left. I'm sure that's old news by the time I got to that now. Oh, here you go. Dogman Chill's asking, we got Baby Mello an opening day jersey yet?
No, but he has some Pirates shirts that he's rocking.
I like that. Yeah. How we call him JT Warner because he's a fucking head case. That is actually true. Which
part?
the head case. No. Dude, Volpe, that's actually like a low-key one that I was trying to add on after. That would have been a good fit for this team. Just to scroll the F down Volpe. Like, obviously the glove sucks, but like when he comes back, man, they have to play him. And like you're getting 1,000 fantasy points from like his bad seasons in the last round, right? Like, sure, he's going to start on the IL, but like it's not a significant timeline. And when he comes back, he's going to hit decently high in that order.
Oh man, I don't know about Volpe, man.
Yeah.
He will play because I don't know who's going to play over him, but like I hate when Volpe goes off in dailies. It just ruins my entire day.
It ruins everything. You know, speaking of going off in dailies, we haven't talked about torpedo bats in a while. I can't wait for that one to come back.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah. I mean, we joke every offseason that there's like something that gets discussed. It was the kick change. It was the what was the splinker? The one year was the splinker. It was the kick change. It was the torpedo bats. It was the bigger bases. This year, it's been a little bit of the ABS and how guys are going to utilize challenging, but we haven't had like a big offseason narrative this year compared to, some previous years.
It's true. It's true. What will it be this year?
I don't know.
Guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, time will tell. Okay, Ketel's fine. They're just giving him like off days to start there. Loves the Ketel off days. That's fine. Yeah, low owned leverage for Nez with those 14s there. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's tap in here. I just want to see what some of our friends did. I want to see what Razit did here. He started with Bobby Witt, then goes 4 straight outfielders. He does that KC, triple stack. I really ended up liking this Ramos plus Chapman. I did that a bunch as well. He does that. This looks like one of my teams minus Trevor Story, basically. And Usavish and Nola, Arias, Sambasalo. Nice. That ended up pretty good. Let's see where Zanimir wound up here. He does a little bit of the Oakland triple with the outfielders, pulls up Gunner to the right-hand side of the board, mini Angels stuff on the right hand, gets Bradish, which we were kind of split on. Cade Horton, that was a guy I fell in love with for a bit and then just kind of stopped clicking for whatever reason. Dominic Canzone as a scroll the F down in the last round. I did a couple of those as well, but primarily as stacks, not as a one-off. So, yeah, cool. Some fun teams out here. I'm going to run the easy S words for the people and then take a look at my exposures. And then we're going to talk about some hoops and some daily baseball. Final dinger, 776, Sale, Yuri Perez, Zach Wheeler, Ima. Is that how you say it? Ima?
I said Imai, but maybe
Imai?
Yeah.
Imai. All right. Chris Bubich, Kikuchi, and Mitch Keller. And then we go with Jazz, Riley Rice, Willem Contreras, Ozzy Albies, Drake Baldwin, Alec Burleson, and then Judge, Churio, Wood, Lyle Freelick, and Ton, good Canadian kid, Tyler O'Neill, a.k.a. Tyler O'Nails. I'm going to run the S words. I'm clicking the launching button right now, and we will see, according to Easy, who won the dinger in this contest. Give me 1 second. The S words are populating. They're breaking the computer because they are so sophisticated. And, so close, Nez.
Nice.
Second place. But it's Tyler Jackson, who drafted from the 2-hole there with Shohei Ohtani, who laps the field, mops the floor with us there with the $49 in EV. We get $31 out of that bad boy there. We were the zero pitcher and the stack He was the outfield Slappy. He actually started, 105. So that played well where he backstacked infield there. Our guy Ty is up here and pour one out for Zanimir in the 12-hole, who, according to the Easy S words, was the bottom of the barrel in this one. But fun draft.
Yeah, very fun draft. Tough team. We gave Tyler Jackson an absolute wagon. It looks like $49 in EV is sick.
Let's see. We'll tap in. Tyler's team goes Ohtani, Langford, PCA, Nimmo, Suzuki. Don't you know he's on the IL? Oatmeal Reynolds to bookend it. Then he takes 3 starters with Cease, Ryan, Gray, and then backstacks the infield with Tovar, Yandy, a little mini stack of Detroit, Flaherty, Leiter, Soriano, one-off Perez, Aranda, Rake Berger, and then David Peterson. I'm not going to lie. Those look like the easy ranks.
Yeah.
The easy ranks doing the easy S words. That's a palatable combination.
Yeah, that will tell you a lot as to why the Sims liked him so much.
Oh man. This is the torpedo bat narrative that Nestor Cortez got blown up and people couldn't comprehend it. Must be the new bats. It must be the bats. That was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was a broken meta for 5 whole days. Good shit. All right. Here we go. We got a Giants lineup already out for this evening. Love to see it.
Orlando Magic style.
Yeah. Emai is how it's pronounced.
It is Emai.
Okay, Emai. Thank you. There you go. There you go. Shohei plus Jensen team for Dinger 150. A hat tip to you there, Nez. Beautiful. All right, let's take a look at the final profile here. Completed. Give it a refresh here. How many did we get in? Oh, this is going to drive Nez insane. 118. That would live rent-free in Nez's head all year that it didn't get to a round number there. We got our one solo shot, which was the dumbest thing in the world, that we all decided to do our solo shots together for whatever reason there. It was just like the one Saturday morning people were free. But nonetheless, got a nice team in that one. And then 118 dingers in here. Wow, that's a lot of condensed purple. That is not how your boy likes to draft, but it is apparently how I drafted. All right. Pitchers, Garrett Cole, 30% there. Shane Baz, Framber Valdes, Ranger Suarez, George Kirby, Chase Burns, Robbie Ray, Chris Oatmeal Bassett to tie a bow on so many of these teams. DeGrom, King, Reagans, Gilbert, Glasnow. Dude, I like these. I like this pitching staff. This is where I wanted to land. I wanted to be overweight Garrett Cole because I thought he was a free ace. Most of this wasn't at SP 53. It was in like 18 through 20 range. The timeline looked good. He's already throwing in games. Like, I'm buzzing about Garrett Cole being free in the last round. They have no reason to not just let him go balls to the wall. They want to win this year, later in his career. I loved it.
I think you got pretty lucky on that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like everybody. So the reason I say that is he got put on the 15-day IL, and I guess a lot of people were expecting him to get put on the 60-day. Like, would you have felt good about that if he got landed on the 60-day?
No, but I thought the timeline, everything I was reading, I thought the timeline was better.
Mm-hmm. So, same. Like I thought I didn't think there was any chance he was going to get put on the 60-day. But apparently that shocked a lot of people.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I probably ran pure as hell on that because that's what I'm prone to do, buddy.
Well, maybe we just know better because we were reading the tea leaves like, like people with eyeballs. I don't
know. Yeah. Either way, it was just like, for my vantage point, it was asymmetrical in those last rounds where it was like, I'm dealing with guys who might not even have rotation spots, especially early in draft season, like you're looking at like starting pitching in like the 160s, let's call it, like when it was there. Like, I didn't know if Mike Burrows was going to have a spot or not. Like Andrew Abbott, I hate the park. Like Ashcraft, sure. Keller, sure. Like they're just kind of like, Keller's just like kind of oatmeal-y to me. Like, you know what I mean? I was looking at these guys back here and I was like, man, Ryan Weathers, we don't even know if he's going to have a spot or not. But like, if Garrett Cole comes back at any point in time, it's like the same as the Blake Snell thesis. It's the same as where it's just like, he just goes to the front end of the rotation. He's a Cy Young award-winning pitcher where they have no reason to hold him back kind of thing. So, I mean, could the skills have declined and his arm fall off? Of course. But it was like, so could all of these guys at the back end. Like, I don't care that I missed out on Brady fucking Singer. Like, it's Garrett Cole. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. I was wishing, I wish I had more, to be honest.
Yeah. All right. But either way, man, like just being like that condensed at pitcher, I'm not in love with, but the fact that it was like a late round pick is kind of like, I can tell myself a story,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Infield. Oh, baby. Addison Barger. Love to see it. Matt McClain, Corey Seager, just kind of evergreen with me. Ketel Marte as well. Matt Chapman, who's just oatmeal-y. Tovar, who I really like. Gunner, who I really like. Max Muncy was just free. Cal, because I was, I just wanted to kind of be the Cal guy when everybody else didn't want to be the Cal guy. Aranda, Colson Montgomery was kind of jumped out at me where it was like, dude, we have a dude who could hit 40 home runs who's just free right now. Then I did a little bit of the Bryce plus Trey, just like hoping they're still good. Wilson Contreras as well. And then Adley. Maybe I'd prefer that if that was Sam Basallo now, but I just kind of was doing lazy back stacks to, some of this Gunner stuff and whatever.
Yeah, pretty flat for you here at infield. You're all over the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Just kind of had some flat my guys. Michael Nelson Trout, evergreen with me. I did pump the brakes a little bit as things went on there. I don't know. Strikeout rate could be terrible. Maybe he's got 1 5-WAR season left in his bag. Colton Cowser, I just thought was mispriced relative to the fact that, he could find his way to the top of a really good lineup and his role is way safer than it's ever been. Just if he can stay healthy. basically. Brenton Doyle, 2020 guy at Coors, say less. Jackson Churio, breakout. Fernando Tatis Jr., breakout. Yordan, please stay healthy. Cam Smith was just a free ceiling swing. Matt Wallner, we just always have liked the profile. Heliot Ramos kind of went hand in hand with the Chapman stuff. Soto was a draft position thing. Merrill, we both talked about kind of liking him in that middle tier there. Not a ton crazy here. I like the O'Neill potential breakout stuff there, but didn't want to get crazy overweight it because it was so high variance. Yeah, thoughts?
I mean, a little flat, man. A little flat. Like, yeah. I mean, it's very interesting that your highest drafted position was pitcher in terms of concentration.
Right. Yeah. Which is not who I normally am.
No. Yeah. So I'm just kind of taken aback by this, and I'm not going to call you a fraud, but all right.
Oh, I love to see it. All right. Yeah, that kind of ties a bow on Dinger season there, Nez. I think from a time relevant standpoint, we should probably just talk a little hoops and rip a couple hoops drafts here. Anything else you want to say on Dinger season?
No, it was a lot of fun. I'm excited for baseball dailies. I'm excited for the Pirates to win the division and exceed the win total and make me a little bit richer. Let's go.
Bless up. Love it. I'm thinking, man, I would like to just go baseball to baseball, but I think it makes sense to just do basketball here because it's a little bit more time relevant. So stay tuned, guys, if you want to talk a little bit of baseball dailies there. We're going to do a reminder for people just tuning in right now. We're going to do like a full debrief and our full preview show tomorrow morning for like the real opening day, because there's just one game tonight, Giants and Yankees. Which probably gonna be a low scoring affair out on it's West Coast game, right? Like it's Oracle with the wind and the chilled evening stuff. That doesn't, with two good pitchers on the mound, that doesn't bode well for run scoring this evening. No. Yeah, but let's just do like a rapid fire breakdown and then two drafts, and then do two drafts of the daily baseball and call it a show kind of vibe.
Let's do it. That works for me.
Okay, cool. Probably not going to be doing a ton of hoops today, although now that the Dinger is closed, maybe I will. And then focus on baseball while I'm watching the baseball game kind of later. But all in all, man, 12 game slate here, monster slate. But not a ton of back-to-backs, which is nice. You know, you get Cleveland on the back end of the back-to-back versus the Heat, and then you get Denver on the back end of the back-to-back versus the Mavericks tonight there. Denver coming off that 125 to 123 late night hammer win last night, and then Cleveland put up 136 on Orlando and took care of business. So both teams coming off of important conference wins there, and then kind of pushing into less competitive basketball games comparatively to last night. I do not know if we have injury reports on those ones just yet, because I haven't looked since the show started. And then tomorrow is only 3 games of hoops because of opening day and whatnot. And the only team on the front end of a back-to-back are the Detroit Pistons. So, man, first and foremost, just 12 games, a lot of places to go on this slate. Kind of hard to get like super concentrated on anything because there's so many good plays, so many good basketball players. All the chalk on the redacted side is going to go and funnel to this Jazz versus Wizards game that is a 238 total and a 4-point spread game with maybe some super condensed dumpster fire rotations. And we're kind of seeing a little bit of that happen on our site, but it's basically only Ace Bailey. So just putting that on people's radars. There's a couple football favorites too, and they involve like the top end players on the slate there. So like the Luka spot, they're versus the Pacers here as part of that road trip with a good high total, but they're 10-point favorites. The Wemby spot, no Luke Cornett tonight. But this is a 233 and no Fox, sorry. and this is a 16.5. So some of these big spreads affecting the top end players because Joker in this one as well, second night of a back-to-back, 11.5 point favorites over the Mavericks. Yeah, just kind of macro lay of the land for you, Nez. What's been piquing your interest, etc.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really deep slate.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it makes for somewhat difficult drafting because, like my buzzword this year has just been like answers at every round in terms of like best picks, but I'm kind of concentrated today. That being said, like
all right.
Right now, like the top 5 picks are very much set in stone, or the top 4 picks are like totally set in stone. Joker, Luka, Wemby, Shea. Like, there you go. Those are the top 4 picks every single time. I'm doing Jalen Johnson at 5.
Okay. You think he plays basketball tonight?
Pardon my French, I fucking hope so. Got a lot of them.
Yep.
I think he will. I think he should. Back-to-back Q tags here. 3 Q tag. Well, so the late scratch basically against the Warriors, late downgrade. Obviously sat against Memphis. I think they saw an opportunity for him to sit 2 easy games. And now you go against Detroit. It's been 5 days since he last played. I think he's good, but he did have a shoulder thing last year. So, it's something to keep an eye on. But I think he plays. I'm drafting him as though he plays. So I have a ton of him. And after that, you can kind of choose your own adventure, right? Like I'm doing a lot of Donovan Mitchell, doing a lot of Josh Giddey. I'm pretty much ignoring Şengün at this ADP.
Okay.
Bam, I'm like kind of ignoring Bam. And then like I'm pulling up Denny, and then Harden's in that conversation too. And then I guess like Kawhi as well. Like I got a lot of everybody that I just said in a positive light. I have like 20 to 30% of.
Okay.
And I'm through 50.
That's interesting. Yeah, I thought like a 12-game slate, I thought things would be a little more wide open than that, but you found some spots to kind of hammer on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to have a lot of Denny.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, they're playing for something too. Like it always matters with them.
Right. Like a pretty soft matchup for him too.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good.
Okay. Thoughts on the Cleveland guys on the second night of a back-to-back pace-up spot versus the Heat? Put up 136 last night. They're kind of all in this range there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm naive, but like I'm not too worried about the fact that it's second leg of a back-to-back at home. Sure. If they were like traveling to Miami, I think maybe that'd be different. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Really, really like the spot for them. Okay. Maybe they each just get 50, but are they front end or
back end, back to back?
Okay.
They played Orlando yesterday.
That's what I thought.
I was just thinking out loud here. They've already submitted, so there's no concerns there.
Yeah, I just meant like as far as like performance goes, mostly.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But yeah, they all the big 3 for Cleveland looks really good. I would project them all for the exact same.
Okay. Thoughts on the Kawhi Q tag here? He played through the last 2 times.
Yeah, I think he's good to go, man. At home against the Raptors, tough matchup. They're trying to win basketball games. I'm playing Kawhi as in. I've got like 30% Kawhi.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, some of the other guys standing out. Like, are we buying into the most recent stuff from Ace Bailey? I think it's a really good spot for Duren, but he's on the front end of a back-to-back there. Hopefully he can get up to like these 33 or whatever. But just didn't shoot the basketball a lot last time out. But feels like a good spot for Duren. Feels like a good Cooper Flag spot too. Getting Denver on the second night of a back-to-back who can't defend anyone really.
Yeah. Ace, I only have 4 out of 50 right now.
Sure.
So I want more. He's playing super, super well. It looks like they're just letting him continue. They're going to why would they go off course here as far as the minutes for him against like the worst team in basketball? Mm-hmm. So kind of hard not to just like jam that given everything that we've seen. I think it makes sense. I need to get more. I want to have more than I have right now.
Okay.
Duran, I'm gonna play some Duran, but yeah, I was always sort of skeptical of the Duran performances without Cade.
Sure.
Like man, like I just don't think it makes a ton of sense that Duran's this much better without Cade. But Cade is a bit of a ball hog. But so we saw him kind of come back down to earth a little bit. But the ADP is fine here against Atlanta. He's a good pick. Love Cooper Flag. I need to get more Flag.
I think Cade was leading the world in assists too. So like a lot of those are good for Duran too. So it's kind of surprising that the splits were so stark.
Yeah, and I think it was mostly noise. Like I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back there because Duran is really like come back to his normal distribution, if not a little worse, without Cade there and and Dennis Jenkins being so ball dominant.
Yeah, I love me some Dennis always. This kind of like next pocket, like VJ. I don't know what to do with him. Like obviously it's a good spot, but like he's clearly overdrafted. If Paul George we know for sure is coming back tonight, but if Embiid comes back as well, it'll be a good spot for him. They did the progression thing with Embiid where they did the doubtful tag last time out. Now they did the Q tag. So maybe it's one more game. Maybe it's not. Maybe he wants to come back in tandem with Paul George. I don't know. Thoughts on the kind of like Philadelphia situation we're dealing with in this tier?
Yeah, I don't have a ton of VJ, but I'm getting to him a bit. Just trying to, just because like I still think he could kill you.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously I'm worried about everybody coming back. It's a way different situation, but Nick Nurse is still going to play VJ 40 probably. So, you got to live with that against the Chicago team. Embiid falls a ton, by the way. Like I'm getting like 5-6 turn Embiid like on the regular. And I'm jamming that because like 24 minutes of Embiid, probably 40 fantasy points at a minimum.
Right. Yeah. Is it enough to win you a slate that's this big in that range? I don't know, but the ceiling's even higher than that if he plays 28, right?
Right. Exactly.
Sixers still have Quentin Grimes on the injury report with a Q tag, which will affect some rotation stuff. Obviously, still no Tyrese Maxey, no Kelly Oubre there. But I'm looking at the 5 situation on the other side for the Bulls right quick because it's been a spot that we really like to attack. Yabusele with a revenge game spot has the Q tag. Anthony Simons with a D tag. Isaac Okoro, who matters for like on-ball defense, has a Q tag on the other side. Either way, it looks like a pretty good spot with a really healthy 240 total there.
Yep.
Yeah. Ricky's given us the alpha that Embiid starter jersey watch was Embiid and Grimes this morning. So that's bullish.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Not great for VJ, but Grimes takes a backseat way more than VJ does.
Yeah.
I know we're getting to it, but like I'm going to jump you on this Jamal Murray conversation.
Yeah, sure.
What the hell is going on with Jamal Murray, bro? Last 10 games. I'll just do last 10 games versus like his regular season numbers. 33% from 3 last 10 compared to 42 on the season. 21 points per game compared to 25 on the season. His assists are down. Everything is down for him right now, and nothing's really. There's been no explanation for it. It's really weird. Like he's playing really bad.
Okay, yeah, might just be a cold stretch shooting wise. Could also be Aaron Gordon coming back in. That could be something spacing wise. That could be something usage wise. Also, Peyton Watson came back, so that impacted at least I think 2 of those games, and could be back tonight. He rested on the front end last night. Probably be available on the back end today, but has the Q tag. Gordon played the front end, has a Q tag today. I'd lean Gordon out today. Mile High Jabroni saying he's playing banged up. I mean, that's kind of evergreen with Jamal. He plays through everything, and he's been playing hurt for years and just continues to battle through shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good explanation for you. Maybe Cam Johnson. We talked about Cam Johnson coming back to life from 3. I don't know. Is that mattering and impacting him at all? I don't know.
He's just shooting poorly, and it's weird. So the thing that's like got to come to grips with is that he's like a tier break, basically, sort of. He blends in. It's a really deep slate. Probably like after Scotty and KD, you can draw a tier. And ADP already gave him the discount because everybody knows Jamal's playing bad. So now he's at a discount when really he should be going a lot higher against Dallas. So it's like, do you just like take him at ADP and hope that he, plays better? Because if he continues to play how he's been playing, he's not a good pick.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's such a good spot.
Yeah. It's a tough decision there. I mean, I'd probably play him as the spot, I'd probably play him above ADP today. Like, I don't know. Do you like I can't imagine. I don't know. It's hard to say because like Ace Bailey's in a good spot too, but like I can't fathom taking Ace Bailey above Jamal Murray right now, but I don't know. This is where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would take Flag ahead of him for sure. The Houston guys are a toss-up, man. I never know if it's a Amen spot. I never know if it's a KD spot. And maybe that's just, for lack of intelligence, but like it's not a good drive to the rim spot, which means it's not a good Amen spot, right? Against the T-Wolves. So like, I don't know. Like it stands out to me that I would prefer Jamal Murray in that spot.
Yeah, I just have this recent stretch like rent free in my head, and I don't know like is it good or bad process to like hyper focus on that,
Sure.
Like, on the second leg of a back-to-back, like you could argue it not the spot, continue to play bad, or hey, it's against Dallas. Here's a get right spot of all get right spots.
Right.
At home.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely a pivotal decision spot on the slate there. Yeah, let's kind of go through this next tier here for people. The LA stuff's weird because like they're big favorites against the Pacers. LeBron, just continues to be the third option and continues to be, mean projection on a night-to-night basis. It's fine. I think I would take Reeves ahead. That being said, the Pacers are not a good spot for shooting threes. The Pacers have been like one of the best in the league at like taking away the 3-point line. So that's a little bit of Austin Reeves music there. I don't know. What are you doing with like this, Klingon spot looks okay, but you get, hypothetically you get Time Lord back and that sort of thing. We don't like to play Klingon as much, but should be a half decent spot there against Turner.
Yeah, I'm taking Reeves over LeBron.
Yeah.
I'm taking Durant like a lot over Scotty and Embiid. I have a lot of Durant right now. I'm taking Klingon too, dude. Like I'm just done like missing on this guy. Like he's just been so good. Like he's gotten so much better as the season's gone on that I think it's like worth something. So I'm playing Klingon here, man. Like I against the Bucks, dude. They're worthless. I think you could see a monster Klingon game.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's interesting. The 3 late games on the slate are like 3 of the lowest totals there, like the 226, the 217, and the 227 there. And that's Bucks Blazers, that's Nets Warriors, and that's Raptors Clippers at the tail end. But there's definitely isolated stars that you want to get to, and Klingon falls into like that bucket in the Bucks matchup. Okay. What are we doing with Tatum tonight? Because JB's been really good despite, Tatum coming back. A lot of like side-by-side videos on the X machine of like Tatum's shot since he's come back. Like it looks distinctly different. I don't know if we can read into that, but like people are talking about like a hitch in his stroke and, he doesn't really look like himself just yet. And now you get a good basketball game going up against the Thunder, but it's going up against the Thunder, right? So I don't know. What are you doing with Tatum tonight?
I'm taking Tatum. I saw the video too, and I did think it looked a little weird, but I also didn't see him shoot before. But I saw, the hitch did look weird. It looked like he had a little bit of an extra motion. It wasn't necessarily straight up and down, but but like I said, like I couldn't tell you what his jumper necessarily looked like before the injury. Sure. So I'm trying to ignore that, but yeah, he's clearly like, getting his legs back under him, but he's playing 30 something minutes and it's against the Thunder. Like He's going to play 30 minutes against the Thunder, like for sure. 32 maybe. Yep. Like he seems like a pretty damn safe pick. But if you want to take Randall over him without Ant, I don't blame you. If you want to take Dennis Jenkins with all the minutes in the world against a good Atlanta spot, I don't blame you. Castle, I think I would maybe, pump the brakes just because of, Castle's going to play like 26 minutes, maybe. Okay. Like this is going to be disgusting in Memphis. Like they really should just call the game. They shouldn't even be playing basketball. Okay. It's really just like everybody knows what's going to happen. And it's just like, God, do we need to do this? Like, do we actually need to like watch this? Like Wemby's ice cold, like stone cold killer, man. They're just going to like, what is the spread in that game? I didn't even check. Is 16, it 19?
It's 16.5.
I'm taking Spurs.
Yeah.
Give me Spurs first half spread. Give me Spurs alt spread. Spurs by 40 tonight.
I like it. Yeah, what a world we live in, talking about Randall Tatum and Dennis Jenkins in the same sentence. Yeah. I think I like Tatum a lot more than that grouping. I'll just put that out there. Pascal, maybe they let him, do what he did last game there with that 33, and this is a game that they can afford to play and still lose in. So maybe Pascal is kind of in the conversation as well. But like, dude, I think Tatum's a little bit of a tier break, and then I get to like the scroll guys, in my opinion.
Yeah, I get it. I get it for sure. 30 minutes of Tatum, yeah. But I do think it counts for something that we haven't seen him. Yeah, he had one ceiling game, right, against like a bad team.
Yeah, against Washington, and he's like, he played his heart out to know that he was going to hit his 30 cap at the start of the fourth quarter, and they pulled him.
Yeah.
The nature of a slate like this is like it being 12 games versus 6 is like everyone we're dealing with in this range from like pick 5, like round 5 onward is like there's 25 guys that have a band of projection of like 25, or 35 rather. And like, that's all higher than our normal band of projection that we're dealing with in this range because it's 12 games,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like how different truly is like Chet from Reed Shepherd, from Dyson Daniels, from Tyler Hero, from Brandon Ingram. And we haven't discussed like any of them yet. And they're all like guys who are sometimes in like the third round. And we're literally fractions of projection points different. So like just mixing and matching some of your scrolls at the back end in like game patterns or based on matchups or whatever.
100%. Like you said, we haven't even gotten to some of those scrolls.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's maybe just do like a this whole like favorites in this range, and then we can kind of do 2 drafts and move on. Castle with no Fox will stand out. Dylan Harper will get some burn and play garbage. I think Dylan Harper's in play today as well. Dennis Jenkins, the role's just been so effing strong, both drives and potential assists. Now, obviously, he's going to be dealing with some tough Dyson and Naw on-ball stuff today. So, like this matchup, what you get in pace and total, you lose in defensive assignment on him. That being said, like I think he's totally viable in this range.
Yeah, I think so too. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else jumping out to you from like what about the slop it up game of the night there? Like, do you want to play Kennedy Chandler? Do you want to play, Oscar Sheway was mentioned in the chat there.
I don't know. Do we want to play Kennedy Chandler?
I'm fine with it. I mean, I'm kind of biased because I like have watched a little bit and was ahead of my time, and I kind of like him. But if everyone's gonna play ace and Cody Williams doesn't play through the queue, I'm down with it. Like he's gonna get the backup 1 role. He might even start, and yeah, I mean he's gonna play garbage. They only have 9. Like the thing that's intriguing about this game is both sides probably only have 9. They probably only have maybe 10. So these games are created different than like the Memphis ones where they're all just playing 25 minutes, where it's like this could be the slop it up fest of the year where you take two pieces that nobody else is taking in the last round there and you put like Will Riley and Kennedy Chandler together. Or you put Juju Reese or Jaden Hardy, who's an absolute bucket, against like Oscar Sheway, because their only other 5 option is Kev Love, and we know he's only going to play like 20% of the game. Like, you know, like he's gonna play.
I like Oscar Sheway a lot.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
That was my, like, when I looked at this game, and obviously Ace was like, no duh. I thought Oscar Sheway made a ton of sense.
Perfect. Yeah, I like it, man. He gets up to this 28-minute mark in a spot that we've talked about guys smashing. I mean, Ace Bailey's big too, you know, like Ace Bailey's 6'10", like people forget, but
yeah, he's a big guy. But the thing but like, there's no Kyle. He played 28 with Kyle starting. Like, if he starts, like, you're sharing minutes with Kevin Love,
right?
Like, dude, put Sheway out there. Like, Sheway's going to play 32, I would think, right? Like, I feel like he's such an under talked about play right now.
Yeah.
Like, who's like, am I missing somebody else that's going to play big other than him?
No. I mean, yeah. John Concert, go play the 5. No. Yeah, I don't know. No. That, like, true centers, like it's him and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Blake Hinson can play a little big, but he's played all over the place in the past. Kev Love can play center, and that'll be, you know, short stints, and I would say max 16 to 20 minutes. Yeah, man, if Cody Williams isn't in here, it's 9 guys, man. And Contrar's not going to play a lot, and Kev Love's not going to play a lot. So now you're down to 7. And hey, maybe it doesn't wind up mattering, like my thesis yesterday with the Kings, where I was like, just play these Kings, man. They have to play everybody. They're going to play 8. And it buried my ass yesterday. But this game environment looks more conducive to scoring than that game environment did.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a favorite of the Washington side of scrolls here?
No. Oh, Koulibaly's in. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're kind of like harder to get to because it's obviously a good spot for Belil and Bub. I guess Belil kind of stands out as the best. Will Riley just does nothing with his minutes. You just can't play him. Jaden Hardy kind of stands out to me as the guy who's like an absolute bucket, who could be a bucket. Juju Reese, if he's available, will be another one where it's like you just play the other side. You play the other side of the 5 matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about a 12-game slate where, like, you have Pascal Siakam in the last round. Like, do you really want to go to Juju Reese? I'm not sure.
I'm going to say no thanks.
Yeah. All right. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Well, what about some other? Shit. I was looking for something real quick. Yeah. What about some of the other, back end scrolls here and stuff like that? Guys that you've been concentrated around in the last round. Like, have you been getting to some auxiliary Atlanta stuff? PG's probably going to be full today, and it's a really good matchup for him. Mm-hmm. It was the suspension thing. Like, he's going to be fine. Montas on the other side of it. Reed Shepherd, starting and playing big minutes. Not a great matchup for him, but, like, dude, he introduces crazy variance because he takes 10 threes a night. So, like, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I like Reed Shepherd a lot. I did some Porzingis. I didn't do any Paul George yet, but I think he's totally viable. I've gone to Ryan Rollins too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is what it is. And then we just got Miles Turner downgraded.
Oh, that's bullish for the Klingon matchup.
Yeah. Bobby Portis has a wrist injury.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Who's left there? Jesus, this team is just so dead.
Let's see.
Like Dieng.
Dieng will play small forward or power forward. Kyle Kuzma will play power forward. Bobby will play some small ball center stuff. Jericho Sims would be the 5.
The simulation.
Yeah, Jericho Sims, if Miles can't go, would probably start.
So yeah, go ahead.
No, they like Bobby off the bench. Pete Nance cuts into that rotation of Kuzma, Sims, Portis. Yeah. I don't know. Dieng's probably a pretty good scroll right now, just in general. Going to start. I mean, we like him better when like Rollins isn't there and Kuzma isn't there. But yeah.
WizK said, I need to manifest another Robert Williams out tag. I mean, do they let him rest against a Bucks team that is laying over and dying?
Let's see the staggered stuff. So he hasn't played a back-to-back since 2022. They don't play the next night. These were days off. That's a back-to-back. This Brooklyn one was the second end of a back-to-back. It's just always listed with the knee for injury management. Let me confirm. Left knee injury management. He's going to play. Especially if so Jeremy Grant and Vic Krejci are actually on the list with designations, and Young Hansen is out with the G League. So unless he's activated to play like the backup 5, Time Lord's playing basketball tonight.
But what if he doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't, I don't know. We can look at what Portland did last time out, because they played the Nets and they smoked them, and they didn't. And that was a great spot for Klingon, and Klingon didn't even play the last quarter. I think they did some City at the 5 stuff. Is that what they did? What is this? They have Time Lord in there and playing all of garbage time, but it was 0-0-0. He didn't play in that game.
They played 6 man on the floor.
They put 6 guys on the floor.
5, 6, yeah.
No, they had Young Hansen available for that one, so they activated the G Leaguer, and then he played all of garbage. So if you take the Klingon stints out here, they played small. Yeah, they played nobody at the 5 until they played garbage like that. So if the game stays decently competitive and Time Lord doesn't play tonight, like his minutes ceiling is like 33 and he's like an absolute smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun pick in general. Ricky's asking about Oscar Speedway only being 6'5".
He's 6'8", listed.
He's listed 6'8".
Yeah.
I mean, just
he's
in general,
their 5.
Yeah, he's their 5 today for sure. But just in general, like they're pretty small right now, like comparative to what we're accustomed to, because they're usually like a pretty big front court, because they had Nurk and they had Laurie, who's like 7 foot, Walker Kessler, who's 7+, Flip, who's like 7-footer or 6 and change. So they're considerably smaller now, but like what they lack in front court depth, they kind of make up for with like Ace Bailey being like 6'9", 10, whatever in that range. Kev Love's 6'9" or 6'10". Blake Hinson's like 6'9" as well, so he can play some backup 5. But yeah, they are a little bit smaller. Yeah. I was thinking about like how big is like Anthony Gill and Juju Reese on the other side, because those guys have been getting cooked. Will Riley's like 6'9". Anthony Gill's only 6'7", so you don't have to match big time size. Juju Reese is only 6'9". I mean, we say only. These guys tower over my ass. But like, yeah, I wouldn't be concerned about his size at the 5 tonight. There's just not a ton of like, there's no one who's like, Kling Kong vibes.
No.
All right, let's rip a draft or two and talk about some targets as they come up here. I will fire up the old solver so we get a couple looks at the projections as we go here. We could talk about it. He's a Jeff Foster type of player, can rebound like no other. Love that. Love that. I'm going to take off the easy overlay. All right, we roll the 102 today. Do you have a lean here, Nez? Like, obviously, Wemby's in a really nice spot, but so is Luka. The minutes are probably going to favor the Luka direction, just given that, one team's a 16-point favorite versus one being a 10-point favorite.
Yeah, it's got to be Luka.
Yeah, dude, I think Luka's got his eyes on like an outside shot at MVP this year.
He does. He definitely does.
I think that's going to factor in when we get some of these Q tags down the pipeline here that like we got to be thinking about like, hey, Luka thinks, he can still win MVP kind of thing.
I mean, I think his odds are way like his real life odds, I think, are better than his gambling odds.
Okay.
Like I think he's got to be in consideration personally, but I don't know. He's not the best team he's not on the best team in the NBA, so it just immediately like it's thrown out the window.
Yeah, they're skyrocketing a bit. Did you see Wemby's quotes about like citing like head-to-head matchups versus like the Thunder and stuff like this? I was like, oh, this poor kid just doesn't get it.
His time will come.
Yeah, I was like, your time will come for an MVP, my friend. These are not the stats you should be citing in your case. Like,
it's pretty awesome that he did it though.
Yeah. All right, Harden goes there. JB's here. Kawhi's here. Denny Avdia's here. I think we like Denny, right?
I love Denny. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. The JB stuff is, obviously it's not the greatest matchup in the world with the OKC, but if that game plays to like spread and total and is treated kind of like a playoff game, he could still get home in a big way. But JB seems a little high for me today.
Yeah, I hate taking teams against the Thunder, man.
Yeah,
I just hate it.
Damn, our guy Tyler C flips the board with Cooper Flag. That was going to be my suggestion. Jalen Duren is what the solver likes here in terms of projection. We could do the Ace Bailey thing, but that takes away some scrolls later. We could pull up Jamal. What do you like?
JB's a nice ADP value.
Okay. We just flipped Denny's and his though.
Maybe. Denny should be going there like every time though.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
look at how
ADP.
Sharp Zach is in the chat here, dude. Took some futures on Luka MVP a couple weeks ago. Look at you.
Okay.
That's already got a little bit of CLV on it.
Yeah. Cash out.
Man, it's just awesome to have Ace Bailey in this conversation right now. Like, these guys aren't created the same. Like, like we have all these like vet guys where their mean projections are like 42 on every single slate. And then you have Cooper Flag and Ace Bailey, like the two like rookies, like just scattered throughout it. So sick.
The classic silly season.
Right. Higgy likes the Tatum stuff we were talking about, pulls him up a bit there. Jamal falls all the way to 22. You're right about that. Man, I'm just looking at this board. This looks like a Kling Kong if we didn't have Denny. I don't know. Embiid in the starters jersey watch feels fun.
Yeah, it's like Embiid, Klingon, or VJ.
Embiid. I think I would say Klingon if I didn't have Denny already, or if we didn't have Denny already. I guess Reeves plus Luka is fine. LeBron plus Luka is fine. Some flip the board candidates, like what if it's just the Castle night? Jenkins. I mean, I don't love VJ. Who do you like?
You don't want to do VJ.
We can.
Embiid, I get it. Like this is like I'd say Randall, I guess, if you want to go ceiling.
All right. Tough matchup versus the Rockets. I don't generally think as Randall as a ceiling guy, but I'm good with it.
Without Ant, I think you can call it a ceiling.
Okay. Man, I like Dennis Jenkins. I love the role. I love whatever. If he's going to be 100% drafted tonight, I think you can, flip some guys around here. Like LeBron going after Dennis Jenkins. Like,
I know.
Right. Yeah.
I know. But I don't know, man. He's so ball dominant. Playing the Hawks. Like LeBron right now. LeBron projects for 2 more fantasy points, just to put it in perspective.
Yeah.
And of course he's going to project that way. Like you're not going to over project that, but just understanding range of outcomes and, the ceiling. I get it for Dennis.
Cool.
Bilal.
Yeah, let's go with this Oscar Sheedway thesis where everybody's been killing 5s against Washington. Let's go with that. Derek White would be the projection play. Reed Shepherd is also a good projection play there.
Yeah.
We scroll a little bit here. Little bit of news funneling in. That one was for the audio listeners. Luka, Denny, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, Julius Randle, and then Oscar Sheedway. Rip another one of those just so we can get some other stuff. But a little bit of news trickling in here, Nez, a guy that we didn't really talk about. Manuel quickly just got shifted to doubtful. Ricky's asking, is it finally Nuke Scotty night? I'm just looking at the injury report for the Raptors. We have Jakob Poeltl with that lower back strain that he's been dealing with, but it's an injury management tag. You have Brandon Ingram, who got late scratched last time out and kind of effed up the slate a little bit with a heel inflammation. And then you got IQ now doubtful. Can we finally get, some Scotty ceiling?
I'm definitely more inclined to go to Scotty today for sure.
Okay. I
think all those Raptors look a lot better now.
Yeah, sounds good to me. We got friends and family in this one, dude. The Dirty Hands, Clean Money. Shout out to Car Park at the top there. Sanjay Rich always hanging out here. Ben Roethlisberger, who's been a longtime member of the Discord there. DSR in here. And Barzy. Love to see it. Barzy's a real one, dude. Barzy was in the football dog bowl there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But guys.
Word to the wise too. I saw somebody in these drafts playing the D tag game, and they did it with Sasser, Marcus Sasser.
Oh, sure.
And yeah, it's a D tag, but let's make this pick here.
Your team, Jalen Johnson, plays basketball tonight, and we take Jalen Johnson here.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, you're not concerned about the matchup at all. Duran's a really good rebounder. Plus, you get some Asar Thompson potential on-ball stuff there.
I know it's not ideal, but if he's playing basketball, sorry, LOL, he's my favorite pick on the board.
All right, sounds good.
But the Sasser thing, the thing that why you don't want to do that with Sasser is he could get upgraded, and then you're left with Marcus Sasser shares. Today, I did it with Yabu for a few of my layup lines. Yabu gets upgraded to questionable. Not ideal. Not ideal.
Right.
It's better when it's like Siakam or somebody that if they're it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, good shouts. Wow, asking us to flip the board with Jalen Duren here. They like that for the game correlation. They like the projection there. I like Giddy here. Do you like anybody else more?
I like Giddy.
All right. Giddy's just a walking triple dub, except for that one game. Yeah, these guys are probably going to be pretty commonly paired together here. But we're good. Here you go. Did it with Kyle Filipowski this morning. That's a good one to do it with.
Yeah, that's definitely better. The only knock you could say there is that like he plays in Utah, so that could be a late out tag if they don't do it quick enough. But it should get issued in time.
Matt Murphy's asking for the link to the Discord. Discord link is in the chat there, in the show notes. But what I will do is I'll copy this right now and drop it in the chat for you as well. So if you guys are not in the Discord, there's your link to that's the Badge Bros channel within the Deposit Kingdom Discord. There it is under, I believe, under the shows tab. And then under the shows tab, you go to the Badge Bros. And then under the Badge Bros, you go to every sport under the sun. The main Badge Bros thread doesn't have a ton going on most of the time, but the other ones are super active. Jalen Duren was going to be our pick last time, so I might as well take him this time. Also, reminder with the Sasser D tag and stuff, perfectly articulated there, Nez. The Sasser D tag and the Jalen Duren P tag, those things are not created equal with the Detroit Pistons. P tags are not actually P tags by NBA standards, and the D tags are not actually D tags by NBA standards, i.e., they are more likely to get upgraded than other teams, you know? Yeah. Is Nez lost? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. That's what's going on.
Oh, my yeah, I don't know if you could hear outside my window. There's some yard work happening.
Nah, you're good. All right, let's see what Ben takes here. He takes Jamal plus Ahmed Thompson. I think we should take Scotty Bolway here, dude.
Yeah, this is Scotty Bolway time.
Yeah, I think it's a half decent spot for him. You know, he had some good box scores in only 27 minutes there. This could break very right for Scotty tonight. Do you think there's any push-pull dynamic to the fact that Kawhi has a Q tag and now they're seeing a lot of this Raptors side, you know, potentially ruled out and or Q tag? Do you think there's, maybe Kawhi looks for a rest spot, or do you think they just need dubs so bad for the Clippers that, perfect, get Kawhi in here and, you know, beat the shit out of these guys?
Yeah, I think Kawhi plays, man. I don't think it matters, but he's falling a lot in drafts, and I'm just like, it's frustrating. Like,
right.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah. Okay.
I just can't comprehend it.
Yeah. North Jordan saying he's out. Calling Kawhi out right now. I respect it. Jordan Miller just got ruled out, though. So there's another feather in the cap for Kawhi playing basketball tonight, because he would probably be
included
their best option, you know?
And, right. Yeah, that too.
Not named Garland, but best, you know, off the bench role, you know, because they're still without Benny Math, right?
I thought I saw Benny Math Pick'ems today, so I think he's good.
Okay. I'm a liar. Siakam goes at 28 there. We're going to be able to do some double scrolling here or just take Jason Tatum. I think I like Tatum.
Yeah, take Tatum.
Yeah. I mean, Jason Tatum in the last round, like, yeah, man, we can fuck around, find out with Kennedy Chandler, but come on.
I know you want to.
I mean, dude on a 10-day, like, sometimes you just got to turn your brain off for a second and be like, dude on a 10-day or like perennial all NBA guy who everyone was jamming in the dance? Like,
I didn't think that you were capable of that level of critical thinking.
Maybe he's got a little hitch in his shot, but like, come on. Julius Randle is free to us in the last round if we want it, and we just kind of
we already did it. Let's do Reed.
Already did. Take who? Sorry,
Reed Shepherd.
All right, sure. I'm good with that. We don't have a Houston piece here. Yeah, I wonder how Minnesota's going to break on the other side. Just because, potentially no Io. Io has the Q tag there. Who else had a Q tag? I was looking at it before. Just a spot we didn't really talk about. Obviously no Ant. No, it's just Io with the Q tag. So like the big rotation is obviously kind of fragile because if like Naz gets hot, he stays on the floor. So, you got that Naz, Randall plus Gobert kind of like, grouping there. But if Io can't go tonight, well, what happens from a handling standpoint? Like, do you get like the Mike Conley hat tip start, but he only plays 15 minutes and then Bones plays off the bench? Does Randall become like a dominant on-ball guy and become a really good pick? Like, it's kind of interesting if Io doesn't go tonight in that matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a big deal for Randall if that happens.
Yeah, and what's interesting about the matchup just in general is, whoever gets that role also gets Almond. So it's like, what do you win when you win? Well, now you win like Almond in your lap kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe a little Jaden McDaniels sprinkle in the last round if anybody's into that.
I mean, you want to do Bones so badly.
I know, but it's too big a slate. All right, guys. Final team there: Jalen Johnson, Josh Giddey, Jalen Duren, Scotty Bolway, aka Scotty Barnes, Jason Tatum, and Reed Shepherd for the scroll there. Fun team. Let's rip one of these baseball drafts, and then we will full break it down for the people tomorrow. 9-game slate does not include the late games there. Just kind of resetting some of our principles. 3 more to draft the opening day contest for tomorrow. Resetting some of our principles here. The scoring for pitchers in the daily streets is different than the scoring for the pitchers in the season-long streets. Just FYI, go check that out. Click on the little info tab and find out how and why. Quality starts really matter. Wins really matter, and they kind of get added after the fact. So when your leaderboard's sweating, you can see that 5 points gets added after the fact and can flip the leaderboards. Stacking, correlating, all this sort of fun stuff with game environment is just something we naturally do and something that you're going to want to do because unlike other sports, it is uncapped ceiling because there is no clock in baseball. So if a team lays it on another team, then all of a sudden they get a position player pitching or something like that, you can smoke them. But yeah, to opening day in particular, Nez, it is going to lend itself to a little bit more of a one-offy or skinny stack type of slate because you don't tend to see a lot of offensive explosions on opening day from one isolated team because everyone's throwing their ace. So this will be the strongest pitching slate of the year because all the aces are on it. Yet we're seeing 2 of the aces go ADP 1 and 2 because there's no bats that are like jumping off the page that it's like, hey, you got to play these bats because everyone has a tough matchup going up against aces.
Yeah, you see it quite a bit, like just because of the way more variance in hitting than pitching. So people just like to take their safe points of pitcher and then get their off the board stacks. So I think you're going to see that quite a bit this year, where like any ace is going to be a top ADP pick because it's just easier to draft that way at volume.
Yeah, well said there. Yeah, people like to do like the draft an ace and then do like a 4+1 or a 3-2 stack of like something contrarian. We could take Scoo Ball here, Nez. We could start a stack. I haven't looked at the slate a ton. I did one this morning. I think I did a Philly stack in that one, which is kind of chalky. We'll break it all down tomorrow, but who do you kind of like here?
I like doing Junior Caminero.
Okay. Yeah, going obviously not the best place in the world to hit in St. Louis there. We'll talk about the ballparks and stuff tomorrow. Weather will kind of shift that if it's a little bit warmer in St. Louis tomorrow than usual. But yeah, he's facing Matthew Liberatore, who is a lefty and probably one of the weaker opening day starters across the board. Primarily a ground ball guy, but yeah. What do you think about Scooball and or Garrett Crochet here, or do you like to go in a different direction?
Yeah, let's go Scooball here.
All right.
This is ridiculous.
Sounds good. Yeah, so like things like macro principles that we talk about a lot is like introducing leverage with some scroll pitchers because they'll be less owned. And if Skeens, Scooball, and Garrett Crochet, the macro of the slate all match each other, and it's hard to separate at pitcher. So you go like 15, 14. 15 points across the board. And all of a sudden you're the guy who was drafting the scroll the F down. I don't know who it would be. Freddie Peralta, who's not even like that far a scroll. Where is he? Oh, he's 7. Or Nick Pivetta. And Nick Pivetta just gets 17 points. Usually it doesn't make a huge difference because the batters have more variance in that sample. But if he happens to get 25 and break the slate that regard, then you can get it. But generally speaking, we err on the side of like quote unquote safety with starting pitcher, where it's just like, don't sink our lineup, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Don't correlate against my bats and don't go negative.
There you go. Some alpha in the chat here. Yes, we are back. Miz versus the White Sox seems like a fun spot. Evan's saying, yeah, like hopefully he can, throw 6+ innings or 5+ innings there. My only knock on Miz would be length of start, just because quality start and win are so important there. Lefty Cubs against Savali feels smashy. I like that. You're seeing Pete Crow Armstrong and Matt Bush with some high ADPs, and Chris is subscribing to that thesis right now. Mix in like a little scroll the F down Ian Happ. Nez, have you done some drafts? Any spots that are jumping out to you?
Yeah, I like this Tampa spot, but we just lost Yandy, which is annoying. You can do right-handed Boston against Andrew Abbott. You could do – so Ronda's lefty-lefty. That's the only like kind of bummer there.
Sorry, who did you say left-handed what?
Right-handed Boston bats.
Right-handed Boston. So we could do a little infield stack of like Story and Wilson Contreras?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Going up against Andrew Abbott.
Yeah.
He was good, but maybe he's not that good. I don't know.
Yeah, people forget he was an all-star. He was kind of like the prize act. Was it him and somebody else for the prize acquisitions in the Luis Castillo deal?
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Noelvi and Abbott were the two, or was it the other guy?
No, no, maybe he was. No. Abbott was been a red.
He's been there.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go ahead and do this. We'll do the Red Sox thing here. Take Wilson Contreras. So we got a couple of righties in Great American Small Park, which we don't know how it's going to play this year, but we'll see what the weather's like tomorrow. All of our resources and stuff are focused on today's isolated game, so we don't have stuff for tomorrow. But, weather patterns and stuff are going to shift as the projections come out for tomorrow. Now Ricky's doing some St. Louis stuff, so playing the other side of that Rays game. Yeah, outfield tends to be quote unquote more scarce than infield on the majority of the slates that we play. And what that leads to is a lot of people utilizing the same outfielders in their builds because they tend to be at the top end of ADP. So if you want to flip the builds just in a vacuum, you can flip with, contrarian outfielders kind of thing. Yeah, you want to do another right-handed Red Sox?
Yeah, get some Sedan.
Yeah, let's do Sedan Rafaela, just a guy that we don't usually draft, and we'll have a 36 ADP and be very low owned. And then we can do another one-off with Junior or we can think of a right-handed Rays outfield, which there will not be many because Cedric Mullins is no longer a switch hitter. Richie Palacio and Johnny DeLuca will probably draw in tomorrow, but I don't really want that smoke right now. One off Michael Nelson, one off Fernando Tatis, but it's against our pitcher. How about opening day home run from Ton?
Yep.
Evergreen. Tyler O'Neill, he'll probably be over-owned tomorrow relative to his skill set, but he is homered on opening day in 6 straight seasons. MLB record, or tying an MLB record, 6 straight seasons. So pretty crazy there.
What do you got to do? What are you doing? But if you're not drafting this guy, like
right.
You don't like 14 points?
Yeah. Jets asking if we checked out the new look for the ballpark, pal. Yeah, we brought it up on the screen earlier today when we were looking at the Dinger stuff there. So, it's kind of going to be one of our homes going forward here when we are drafting. Just to tap in on some of the macro alpha here, as you guys can see, a scroll the F down starting pitcher that correlates with his infield stack. So you get a little bit of correlated win bonus, and then kind of takes all studs at the outfield. We do a little 3-man stack with 2 one-offs, and then have Scooball, who will be 100% owned, but like Sedan Rafaela is going to be like less than 10, and Tyler O'Neill will probably be less than 25 kind of thing. And he will rarely be used as a one-off because he'll almost always be used as a Baltimore tack-on stack. Ricky does a contrarian St. Louis stack. He does a 2-2-1 build with Crochet. Tyler C., our guy in here, goes with that contrarian Pirates outfield stack and then takes a couple one-offs at the front end of the board there. Chris goes for a full Cubs 5-man onslaught with an ace, and then kind of an inverted build from, what are we going with? Cormore? We'll go with Colmore. See him all the time, but just don't know how to say the name. Goes with a 4-man Milwaukee stack there. Doesn't care about the handedness of anybody, just goes top 4 hitters in that lineup. Then adds Schwarber as the one-off, and then a scroll to Peralta as like SP8 or whatever. So those are kind of your standard issue, how we build in baseball. Any kind of like macro on it, Nez?
No, I mean, you're going to see a lot of different lineup configurations win this year. I'm pretty much stacking in all of mine. So, yeah. I'm a stacker.
Yeah, likewise.
Of all kinds.
Yeah, likewise. It's, if you had to pinpoint a slate where it's easier for one-offs to win, it's usually like an 8-game slate where you hit on like two homer guys or something like that in low-scoring game environments where no game pops. So like you have to think about the archetype of what you need to happen for that to happen. And tomorrow's slate sets up okay for like less onslaughty and more of like the 1-1-3s and the 1-2-2s and that sort of thing, if the pitching plays up to the caliber of pitching that we think it will. But we'll break it all down tomorrow morning. We're going to start earlier than usual. We're going to start at 11 a.m. Eastern to make sure we get some drafting in and the full slate breakdown for people. 9-game main slate, which would then lead to, we'll figure it out tomorrow, but I think it'll lead to like a 4 or a 5-game after dark slate. Is that kind of the vibe?
I honestly don't know.
Okay, let me tap in for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only a 2-game after dark slate. So we'll just have so it's all the baseball is almost day baseball tomorrow. And then it's just the double evening one with D-backs, Dodgers, Guardians, and Mariners, which will be a fun slate there. And obviously a lot of people will be going to the bats on the Dodgers side. Almost all the Dodgers will be getting drafted, presumably like 4-person drafts for that. So we'll talk through the dynamics of Dodgers after dark, because that's a whole dynamic in and of itself when it comes to drafting these slates. Nez, any parting words for the people? Any takes on Yankees Giants tonight other than just enjoying baseball?
No, I got the Giants tonight though. So
all right, respect it. Logan Webb versus Max Freed this evening. Baseball then starts on Thursday with Nez's Pirates, and we'll break it all down tomorrow. But for people drafting overnight here, Nez, you said you kind of liked the Rays. Anything else that is jumping off for you for tomorrow?
All these totals and spreads are like, very similar. It's kind of hard to glean anything from them. But I'm going back to the Orioles. Both sides of that game.
Cool.
Just playing the park. Hopefully it keeps up.
All right, sweet. I like it. Reminder here. This was going to be the next words out of my mouth. TKH beat me to it. Weather does look a little poo-poo in Chicago tomorrow. Yeah. Early in the season, rainouts and stuff like that are more prevalent because they bake in opening day having an extra day tomorrow. On Friday. So what you'll notice is a lot of these teams that are playing day games there have scheduled off days if they don't have good weather or a roof. So you guys could see that like the Marlins have a roof. They're playing roof in Toronto, roof with Arizona, good stuff on Padres, roof with Mariners, good stuff with Dodgers. So what you'll see is all those East Coast games have baked in off days. We're going to end up with at least one game being shortened, rained out, or whatever on opening day. And that's going to be a full swap game. And because all of those games start in and around the same time, there may or may not be swap options for it. So just some alpha going into tomorrow is weather is huge early in the season here. And be mindful of that. Get ahead of some of these forecasts if you're drafting this evening, not only for hitting conditions, but also for are we playing baseball tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really good point.
All right, guys. Shout out to the good people at the Solver there. Only place in the world that you can get a discount on the Solver is right here, and that's using promo code BADGE for 20% off for the Solver Draft Assist. That's what we were using to draft hoops there. Also, shout out to good people at Unabated there. Go check them out. And then I was going to plug the Easy Tool, but the Easy Tool is no longer useful to us because the Dinger closed on program today. If you guys did not see Nez draft his final Dinger and talk through a little bit more of the exposure stuff, it's located down here somewhere, members only. We'll be back tomorrow early, 11 a.m. Parting words for the people, Nez?
See you in the lobbies, I think. I got some NBA left to draft. I don't feel good about it, but we're going to be in there. And tomorrow, big day. Opening day. Opening day is really tomorrow. Opening night's tonight. That's BS, man. They might as well be playing this game in Tokyo again.
That's kind of true. All right. Opening day tomorrow. Enjoy the games tonight. 12 games of hoops, 1 game of MLB. Going to be a lot of fun. And we'll be back tomorrow. Everybody's favorite time of the show. The end. Peace. 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific. Ooh, early wake up for call for your boy.